a podcast, a film review, hosted by Sarah and Michael, two friends of mine. Seriously, folks, this is Michael speaking, and this is Sarah sitting next to me, your main host. I'm the co-host, and that was a tribute to a guy I dearly love, haven't met yet, John Cassidy. John, I'm not the Crypt Keeper. I can never be the Crypt Keeper.
There's only one Crypt Keeper around here.
Yeah, you're the one and only, my friend. I'd like to meet you one day.
Anyway. So this is Boys and Ghouls film review podcast. So let's get down to brass tacks.
And the reason why we opened up with the Crypt Keeper, we're going to do Tales from the Crypt, the TV series.
Hey, do it in that creepy Crypt Taylor, Crypt Keeper's voice.
Okay, here I go again. We're doing Tales from the Crypt, the TV series, which ran from 1989. What?
I didn't mean the whole thing. Like, just do the way they introduce it. The way they introduce it in the TV series.
Well, okay. Tales from the Crypt. Okay, you happy now?
Yeah. So anyway, this so let's get down to who directs it and who sort of stars in it.
Well, there's a problem here.
Yes.
We have something like 93 episodes.
Yeah, too many to count.
Wait a minute. Now, I'm not going to be able to say too much, otherwise this podcast will last 3 or 4 hours.
Yes, now, and not to mention there is counting all the episodes up, you'll see a lot of names to get through.
If you go onto IMDb and have a look at who was involved with it, with this project, I don't know. There's a list after list after list of people involved. There was over 70 directors. There was over 70 writers. Some of those people only did one episode each. There were probably 40 or 50 producers involved. I've got a couple of here. The main ones that were more involved in over half of them.
Yeah, and 6 puppeteers who worked on the Crypt Keeper's
right.
appearance.
And different people, makeup teams and special effects teams. It just goes on. The amount of people. I mean, this was a very, how would you put it? It was a huge production for what it was. Now, this was released, done by released on premium cable TV, HBO, and they actually produced it as well. Now, anyway, I'm going to give you a list of the main producers. Now, there's going to be other people there. I can't list everybody. So these are the main ones who did were involved in at least over half of the episodes. Here we go. In main ones now, going down to lesser ones. Richard Donner was the main one. There was a David Giller, Walter Hill, Joel Silver, Robert Zemeckis, Michael Hirsch, Gilbert Adler, and an A.L. Katz. Now, the series was created by Stephen Dodd. I'm quite surprised he didn't get in there as well. However, there was a whole list of another 30-odd producers after that. I'm not going to list them all. However,
we'll be stuck here all day.
No, but the main thing is, those guys made it happen, and John Cassidy, wonderful guy. I'd love to meet him one day. He's not as good looking as Elvira. However, he's very interesting.
And very talented, I might
Very
add.
talented. I wish I could do voices like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, John, sorry if I've offended you by trying to copy you.
Yeah,
However, I think you're great.
I don't think I could do this as well as you two have. I could probably do Get Smart's voice, obviously.
Let's go and give it a go.
Maxwell Smart, Secret Agent 86. Well,
there you go.
That's close enough I can get to.
Well, you are a girl and he's a man, so whatever. Okay, whatever. Did you want to talk about the series now?
Yes, I have a few favourite episodes I'd like to mention,
we're
but
not
I
gonna
won't go...
We're not going to do 93 episodes, just a couple to give you a taste of what's involved.
Yes, so my first one is The Thing from the Grave that me and Mike watched the other day.
Me and Mike and I.
Mike and I, about a model who falls in love with a photographer and whose boyfriend wants to try to get rid of him and try to stop their relationship. Anyway, I won't go into that one, but it's a really good story and it has an awesome twist.
Where?
And the next one I've seen...
Love Never Dies.
The next one is called Spoiled, which is about a woman who's just wants to have an affair with a cable man, and her husband doesn't take it seeing down.
Is it spoiler or spoiler?
Spoiled.
Spoiler. Well, spoiled. It says spoiled. Yeah.
And the next one is The Creep Course, which is sort of has I don't know what his name is, but I know he's from Beetlejuice. He plays the dad.
That guy, yeah. He was also in Sleepy Hollow as well.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp. I can't remember his name. Yeah.
Yeah, again, I'm bad with names. Sorry, guys.
I know John Cassidy.
In that one, it's about a professor who owns a mummy who makes regular virgin sacrifices too. I won't go into that one again.
However, it's really hard to find a virgin nowadays.
Yeah. And this one is called Television Terror. And that's a really good one. And it's like sort of a camcorder type. Sort of, not too much like it.
Yeah.
Again,
I won't go too much into it because of it, with this 93. But there is a monkey paw one.
Yeah, it's called Last Respect.
Now that was really
a good one, and I told this in when we were doing Creep Show that the only way you can get rid of a monkey's paw and pass it on to someone else is to die.
So yeah, interesting. You get stuff with a monkey's paw, you cannot give it away. You cannot destroy it. You destroy the monkey's paw, you destroy yourself. It's a gift for life.
And here's another one that we haven't seen, but I have seen it, obviously, called Undertaking Parlor. Really good one.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And House of Horror, which deals with one of those what do they call it? College fraternities.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where
the old frat guys.
who want to take their promised youngsters to do this test in order to prove their valor or whatever. Anyway, I won't go into that one.
No.
And Split Second, that's a good one, about a trophy wife who goes out and tries to have an affair with a guy who's cutting down trees. And her husband finds out about it. And her husband finds out, and I won't tell you what happens next.
Yeah, you have to watch the series, guys. Hey, can we get the series? Is it available on YouTube or anything?
Yeah, you can probably watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, but you've been watching on YouTube, haven't you?
Yeah, but I've also have watched your collection.
Oh, well, I got my collection as well, yeah. Yes. But not everybody wants to buy a collection. If it's available on YouTube, it's a free watch. So if you like it, then you can go and buy the collection.
Yeah, and there's this one called The Secret. And it's about a boy who gets adopted by this interesting, nice couple who turns out they have a very horrific secret.
You're going to eat him?
I'm not going to tell you. And The Reluctant Vampire. Which
that's cute. I like
that. That has, what's his name? I'm bad with names. McDowell.
Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah.
He plays a vampire who doesn't want to kill people.
Yeah, you see him in things like Fantasy Island, the TV series, the second run.
Yeah.
And he's in a Star Trek movie and a few other odds and sods, and I think he's in Tank Girl. But this one he's a bit younger, and it's a nice, gentle role.
I think he had a wig on.
I don't know, but bad hair. Looks like But anyway, irrespective, it's a sweet, cute role for him when all the other roles seems been out of control, maniac or something or other. But he's playing a nice, gentle vampire in this one. Yeah,
throughout these episodes, you see a lot of mainstream actors throwing themselves into this TV series. I once saw Timothy Dalton in another vampire TV episode. It was pretty cool. And he plays a werewolf.
Okay, nice one.
I won't tell you how that story ends either, because it's too good.
See any fleas?
Not going to tell you.
Yeah,
Anyway, I do think it's a pretty awesome TV series, and I do like the intros and outros with the Crypt Keeper a lot.
Yeah.
That's what really gets me wound up whenever I watch it.
Yeah. Actually, Sarah's been in communication with John Cassidy. John Cassidy was the voice behind the puppet.
Yes.
And we've found out that he didn't ad-lib too much. Most of that was scripted, but gee, he delivered it so naturally, didn't he?
Of course, yes.
He took on the role of the Crypt Keeper and gave it some personality.
Yeah, also, a lot of fans have asked me this in the past, like whether or not the Tales of the Crypt will return, maybe after the lockdown, I mean.
Personally, I wouldn't think so.
According to John Cassidy, the producers need to secure the license rights from the EC Comics.
Yeah.
So they have to get their permission to use it.
And that's the problem. Someone turns around and say, no, you can't do it. Well, you can't do it. And that's really annoying. I mean, crikey, is EC Comics still doing these sorts of things? Probably not. So why not just say, okay, look, yes, just do it. And somebody might want to buy some back issues of the comics later, do a retro run, whatever. But come on, guys. If it's fun to make and it's fun to watch, let somebody watch it.
True.
Yeah.
So anyway, apart from this TV show, The Crypt Keeper, I mean Tales from the Crypt. There's years ago they made a sort of a Tales from the Crypt movie and sort of a sequel, or not a sequel.
So you're talking about the two spin-offs, sort of.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There's one called that was done in 1972.
No, they're not. They got nothing to do with this.
I know, it has nothing to do with this one, but I'm just touching onto those for just a minute there.
No, these have nothing to do with the TV series, but they were done about 15 years earlier in England.
Yes, and the next one is called The Vault of Horror, that was done in 1973, 1 year after that one.
Both were done by Amicus Productions. Mm-hmm. One was filmed at Shepperton Studios in England, and one was done at Twickenham Studios. And I think Twickenham Studios also did some location shoots. Mm-hmm. But however, they were really, really good, still based on the EC Comics stories.
Mm-hmm. True.
Which are really good. But getting back to the TV series, there were a couple of spin-off movies made. One was done in 1995 by Universal Pictures. That was Demon Knight, like Knight. And that became a really, really good money earner, and they thought it was really, really good. Let's make another two and make a trilogy.
Also, they also made, after they did the TV series, they also made a few more Tales of the Crypt movies after that too, much later on too, that were related. That was related to this TV series. They had the Crypt Keeper. The original Crypt Keeper in this very movie.
Really?
Yeah. They were pretty cool.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. You learn something new every day.
I wonder if the Crypt Keeper knows the guy who does Creep Show. He's a weird looking guy too.
I don't think. I'm not sure, to be honest. So go on, you were saying?
Well, I was going to say they had this movie, and that was really, really good. And I thought, we'll make another two and make a trilogy. Problem is, the second movie, Bordello of Blood, released the following year later. It was a bomb. It stank like stinky old blue vein cheese or something or other. The critics didn't like it and the fans didn't like it. So nothing happened then. But back a bit later on in 2002, a movie called The Ritual.
I have that one, obviously.
It was produced. Supposedly not part of Tales from the Crypt, but unofficially it's been deemed to be the third installment of Tales from the Crypt. How's that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Which means it's a standalone movie. Get over it, guys.
Yeah, another thing about it is that John Cassidy voiced for a kid version of friendly cartoon, version of the show called Tales from the Crypt Keeper. That was done in 1993. For youngsters, like if you were anything like me when I was watching Cheese TV or Aggro's Cartoon Connection, this would be on there.
That's Australia. Yeah. But there are actually, I think, some games as well, and pinball machines.
Yeah,
and stuff.
there was a.
It's the Tales from the Crypt franchise. Really, it was very popular.
Yeah, there was also I think a special, game show for kids.
Was there?
They did.
Okay.
I'm thinking it was in America, so I don't know if it ever came out here. But well, anyway, they pretty much did a sort of a kids game show where you set tasks like set up jigsaw puzzles or try to remember lines from one of the movies or things lines from characters you may have heard from the actual TV show, things like that. Or I haven't really written any details about this.
Or try to talk like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. Or go on a scavenger hunt and try to find lost bits and pieces you need to win first place.
Like a skull or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, great. Kitties. Great fun.
It's rather cool when you look at it.
Yeah. Well, I never knew that one. You're a wealth of information tonight, aren't you?
Well, I don't know if this game show ever came out to here. Like it's been released over here.
It might have been America.
It may have been in Canada and America, and probably other parts of America. I'm not sure.
Don't know. Yeah, we don't live over there, so we don't know what goes on your telly over there.
Yeah, I miss so much stuff out here.
Yeah, well, you guys are really lucky. You get a lot of stuff we don't get.
I'm ashamed about that.
America, great place for movies and TV shows and everything else. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what else do we need to discuss about this?
Well, cool. See, without actually going in there and dissecting each episode and whatever.
I mean, there's some really good ones.
No, I was going to say, we don't want to do that. I was going to say, but yeah, look, just getting back onto different things. I think there's something like over the series they had teams of ordinary makeup artists, like 30 or 40 makeup artists. They had special effects people, maybe 20 or 30, those sort of people, and then people taking care of the set. Same sort of everything. If you look, like I said, if you go into IMDb or something and have a look at the list of people involved. It looks like, it looks like a phone book for a country town almost. There's so many people are involved to bring this thing, bring it to life.
And bring it home.
Bring it to life. It would have been, guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think, were involved in either producing or, directing or writing scripts. And other people like that. These behind the scenes, they're not in them. But they're actually studying their stuff as directors and writers.
Oh, now I remember another episode I didn't put on my list. What's it called? About the comic book one?
Oh, yeah, that one, I can't remember the name, but where the guy was actually working for Tales from the Crypt.
It
is one of the illustrators.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one.
You want to tell them that little story? That's
okay, I'll tell you guys that one.
Pat it out a little bit.
I'll pat it out for you guys. The story's about a writer named who just not writer. He's actually an illustrator, I should say.
Yeah, he draws some pretty pictures for the comics and maybe some of the dialogue.
Yeah, some of it. Anyway, so he's working for Tales from the Crypt magazine comic, and he has a horrible relationship with his wife, whom is a bit of a real nasty piece. And she's obsessed with the fact that he's looking around.
Yeah, but she thinks he's having affairs when he's working back trying to make money. He's got deadlines to keep the magazine or the comic, and they're trying to have kiddies, and one of them is not. One of them's shooting blanks. It may not necessarily be him, and she's blaming him for everything.
Yeah, and she gives him these what do they call it? Fertility?
Or some sort of fertility pills. This is the funny bit. These pills haven't been tried. They're experimental. Now, the point is, no one knows what the side effects are, do they?
Yeah, until he eats them and his imagination goes on fire.
Yeah, and his imagination comes to life. So if he draws a monster or a creature, they come to life for a period of time.
Yeah.
So maybe when he first takes a drug and it's potent in his system, the monster lives, and as it wanes off wears out his system, drugs dissipate over in that few hours, and the monster disappears until he draws his next monster.
Yes.
Yeah, somewhat
and then
interesting.
And of course, a police lady.
She's really cute too.
She starts noticing this, and her boss lets off that a number of other monster sightings have been sighting.
Yeah, a dinosaur driving a car, and that was in one of the magazines.
Yeah, so she she went to one of those newsstands and seen a few comic books that
Tales from the Crypt ones
that look exactly spot on to the sightings.
When the police artist does a likeness of what the person saw. Well, what they saw was an exact copy, pretty much, of what the cover of the comic book was.
Yeah, so she she asks him about this, and she asks him to draw a picture, and hopefully that creature will appear in front of them or somewhere else.
And it didn't happen.
Yes, somehow.
He didn't have his pill.
Well,
maybe. Or
maybe it's I think she said in the movie, the episode, she said that the creature may come out much later on. It may not happen automatically. It may just come when it feels like it.
Maybe. When it is summoned. Or when there's a need.
A need for it. So anyway, he then asks her out for dinner the next day or something. And he, so the next day or whatever, some kids are playing in a quarry or whatever.
Oh, no, not a quarry. It looks like an old building.
An old building.
Yeah.
And one of them discovers a horrible, dirty fridge. And
it's moving?
Yes, and inside is a gooey, creepy looking
some sort of ghoul
zombie.
Or something or other, a zombie thing,
Yeah.
Really creepy looking.
And scared the kids out of their knickers.
And that was the same thing that he drew.
Yes. Anyway, then as he's shutting up for the night, he's on the phone with the detective, and they're planning their night. And guess who comes strolling into the office?
He doesn't see her.
None other than his wife, who's a bit angry that he's phoning up this woman to set a date.
So while he's doing it and she's giving him a hard time, he starts sketching a creature who looks like a really nasty, evil caricature of his wife.
And she goes downstairs, gets her gun, which I don't understand why she couldn't keep the gun on her.
She didn't think she needed it at the time.
Anyway, she plans to shoot him, and he finished drawing his drawing, and it's a drawing of her
as a monster, the way he sees her.
And then guess what comes traipsing in the room?
It comes to life.
Yes.
Dressed in her dress, what she's wearing. It's really funny.
It's a horrible dress.
Nice. Well, she's wearing what she thinks is a nice blue dress, whatever blue and white dress.
She looks like.
And the monster's got exactly the same dress, the same hat on,
horrible.
and everything else. No, it's funny.
I know, but it looks so horrible.
It's just, who's this? And then the monster starts to attack her and everything, and
starts ripping her to shreds after insulting it.
Yeah.
And knowing it being her,
how would you explain having a dead wife in your office when you got back the next morning?
I don't know. Maybe they both vanish.
I don't think the victims vanish.
I don't know.
However,
so anyway, her husband sneaks out and gets ready to head off to dinner with the other woman, with the detective, the police lady.
And he threw those nasty pills away, folks.
Yeah, meaning he's no longer gonna use them.
Well, no, he didn't. His wife wanted to take the pills. He didn't want to take them.
And as they're getting down to some nice, getting down to dinner, she asks him,
"Are you married?"
And he says, "Not anymore." And
very nice. Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock would have loved that. Yeah.
Oh yes, it's the ultimate divorce plan.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, that's pretty much an awesome episode.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's the sort of calibre of stuff you get through this. Well, everyone, the Monkey's Paw's a good twist on it.
Yeah, it has, an interesting twist.
Yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about that before we go?
Yeah, sure. It's about these three sisters they're working at a
curio shop or something.
curio shop where it has all these weird occult stuff, you know.
And themselves. Yeah.
And then
they inherited it from their father. He passed away, and he left it to them equally.
Yeah, and his favorite, of course, has a full ownership of the place, and and she refuses to sell.
Yeah.
Or sell or leave it.
Yeah, somewhat.
Anyway, so they then discover they inherited a monkey paw thing, and each girl wasn't sure about wishing for something.
But one of them grabbed it and took possession of it.
Yeah, and of course they read at the bottom of it saying, "Be careful what you wish for, and do not."
You might get it.
And it says, "Be careful of being selfish and all that stuff."
Or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember the words.
I
exact
can't remember.
words
But
they
the point
use.
is, every time you make a wish using monkey paw, no matter what the movie is, it always goes wrong.
Yeah, so she ends up wishing, one of the sisters wishes for £1 million.
Yes, £1 million.
This is in England, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
I wonder why. It was England. It wasn't.
Well, it
Maybe
makes-
maybe the comic was based in England, so yeah.
So anyway, then two of the girls get the girls get a call from the solicitor saying that that their solicitor has some special water snakes pens that were worth £1,000.
No, lots
pounds
of money. No, more than that, yeah. But irrespective, they weren't. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so two of the girls, they head off down to the solicitor, and but they discover that the pens are useless.
Yeah, they're wrong. They weren't what they thought they were. But while they were there, the other daughter, who had control of the shop,
Yes.
was it a car accident? Was it?
Yeah, they both girls got into a car accident, and one survived, but the other one died.
There's something about this one
And
too.
and the eldest, I'm not sure which one, says that she found out that the youngest was had a insurance policy
for £1 million.
Yes.
That's a beauty.
Yeah, of course, one sister wants to try to save her sister because she was her favorite.
Yeah.
And so she comes up with this plan where she wishes that she was herself before the accident. Good twist when you think about it.
Yeah.
So she gets a call from the morgue, and they say to tell her to come down there. So she heads off down there, expecting to see her sister alive and well, but actually they said that her sister didn't die in a boil of flames and stuff like that.
No.
She turns out she died drowning, and
But it had a bullet hole in the back of her head.
But there was a bullet hole in the back of her head.
Which means just before the accident, she was already dead. Which means
she was shot.
Somebody's in the car with her.
It shot her.
And shot her, which has to be, you guessed it,
yes.
behind door number 3 is evil sister. No,
Yes, and her evil sister is about to take whatever is at the curiosity shop and flee and all that stuff. And of course she tells her other sister, the live one I should say, to hand over the monkey paw and no one gets hurt.
Yeah.
But of course, her sister wishes her wish to her sister.
Yeah, the dead one.
Yes, and and she said that she tricked the paw. Unlike the other times, all three sisters heard about the story about the monkey paw thing. You know, the story about that earlier in the beginning of the episode, and. Well, anyway, soon enough, her sister appears, and
the dead sister came back
and tries to
as a zombie,
strangle the evil sister, and puts her in a vault.
Well, yeah, and the one who made the wish says, "I made a wish for my dead sister, who wanted to spend more time with you," and that was her wish. So she wished that she could spend more time with her. So you got the dead one and the live one stuck in like a vault or a big a sealed room.
A vault,
at the
I
shop.
think it was.
Yeah, and she locked them in there, and she left the shop.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. So she gets $1 million,
and they used to get the bucket.
and they get to spend a lot of time together.
Anyway, it's an awesome episode.
Yeah,
and my other favorite one is I think I've already mentioned this one at the beginning, the one called The Thing from the Grave.
Yeah,
About
tell me that
the
one, then we'll wrap it
about
up.
the model and the photographer and her agent, the boyfriend.
Yeah, this is whetting your appetite. We're not going to go for 93 of them.
Yes, well, I'll tell you guys this one because it's a really good one.
It is good, actually.
So the model in this, she's in love with the photographer, but her agent is in love with her, and he plans to marry her.
He comes out like a mafia type guy, you know.
A jealous husband.
No, mafia type guy.
Yes, well.
He's mine. She's mine. I'm going to kill you. Get away. That's and he acts like one. Yeah.
Yeah, the kind of one who would put cement in your feet and drowns you.
Put your cement slippers on and frozen river. Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, so it begins halfway through the piece of the story in the episode, where her boyfriend comes to the cabin, and he meets her agent, and he shoots him in the shoulder here, left, right.
Yeah. Well,
and
it takes both shoulders out.
And then he throws him. He stumbles into a pit, and the man shoots him again and again, and he buries him.
Then we do a retro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go back to the.
To what happened. Yeah.
24 or 50 hours before.
Or a few days or whatever it was.
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's clear from the that part to the story is that the model is being mistreated by her agent / boyfriend.
Yeah. And the nice photographer guy said, if you ever need me for anything.
Yeah, he gives her a special medallion.
The little old lady gave him.
That says that if you make a promise on it, that promise will be fulfilled.
Yeah.
Like a wish.
And he had to make a promise saying, I'll always be there for you while he's holding it.
Yes. So anyway, her boyfriend agent guy, he notices them inside the photographer's apartment, smooching a little bit, and he takes video footage.
Yeah, from outside, obviously. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like a detective does those cheap movies.
Yes. Anyway, he arranges for the photographer to come to the cabin, says that something's wrong, and the model and his girlfriend is not feeling really well. So he goes down there, and you guessed it, he gets bumped off, if that's the word for it.
Well, yeah, sort of. Yeah, that's good word for it.
And then the model finds out that what's happened, and she's starting to worry a lot. And then when she finds out that when she goes to the photographer's place, he gave her a key, just so you know, and so that she can go there in case something is going wrong at home.
Yeah, hadn't heard from the photographer for about a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
She notices a bag of groceries, and there's a loaf of bread, and there's some probably chocolate ice cream there.
Yeah,
that
and it was melted, been sitting there for a week. You know,
Yes.
it'd be going off and being green by now.
And she pressed the what they called the answering machine.
Yeah, the record
and she
message
heard
sort of thing.
her boyfriend's was the first message on there.
Yeah, you come out to the house, rah, rah, rah. Yeah, that sort of thing. So,
And soon enough, her boyfriend, who is paranoid and a bit of a jealous,
who had
follows her there and takes her to the cabin and plans to rape and probably kill her. I'm not sure.
Probably he had her tied to a bed.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's pleading and wishing and crying. And he's all, your boyfriend's not going to save you this one.
Yeah, I killed him last week. Yeah,
yes.
That sort of mentality. Yeah.
Anyway, so
then
we
something else.
Yeah, we hear a grumble, shuffle, and then then something pokes out of the hole itself.
Yeah, it's a shot outside. Yeah, someone coming out of the ground, like Evil Dead, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
So anyway, the photographer gets out of the ground, and somehow both the manager hears the noise and goes out there, and he sees him there, and he keeps on saying, "You're dead! I shot you!" All that stuff. Boom, boom, boom. And he tries to shoot him a couple times.
He's already dead. How do you shoot a dead guy and kill him? Yeah, well, bugger.
Soon enough, the photographer guy, he drags the evil agent back to the grave and buries him up to his neck.
Well, I think the idea was to bury him totally, but restoring him up to the neck. Yeah.
And of course, the model finally unties herself, and she is outside in the night air.
And she realizes what's going on.
Yes.
It says, he's saving me from that nasty guy, and I think she buggered off, didn't she?
I don't know, maybe.
Well, I think she's going to. She didn't look like she's heading in that direction.
Well, I think that she probably either called the police or something.
What, and say there's a zombie killing my boyfriend? Oh, yeah, right.
Well, you can't exactly leave them there. I mean,
well, it's his house, not hers.
True. So that was that movie, the thing from the grave, which is a really good one.
So there's about 3 samples of what you're going to expect if you haven't seen this series before.
Yeah. So that's what you're going to expect. If there's going to be a few of them have twist endings, others may leave you on a cliffhanger, which is really good. I love cliffhangers and I love twists in episodes.
That little twist right there is really nice.
I do like it in some episodes. They usually have a bad person or a good person. Sometimes
a mixture.
A mixture could be good.
Sometimes.
I mean, I don't like it when it's in a movie because you notice right away if there's so many bad people in a movie, you know it's not going to be good. I mean, it's going to turn pear-shaped on you.
Now, just doing a bit of a meandering back in time for me. When I was a young guy, kiddie, the first TV series, this sort of stuff I came across, and I used to watch all the time, was the Twilight Zone, hosted by Rod Serling. That went for quite a few seasons, and that was done on your supernatural weird stuff like this a bit. But there's also a thing called the Outer Limits, which was based on science probabilities and improbabilities. And they were about running at that same time back in the olden days. Now, I'm not quite sure, if my memory serves correctly, Joseph Stefano had something to do with, was the Outer Limits or the Twilight Zone? I can't remember now. One of them. I think he had something to do with that as well.
I think the Twilight Zone.
I think it was Twilight Zone, yeah. He was one of the writers or something, but you had that sort of stuff. And then later on you get things like Tales from the Crypt, and you get a Night Gallery was a spin-off of the Twilight Zone. And I mean, these short shows are fun. They're a nice compact story in about half an hour show, and they're good, short, get into it and get out of it. Yeah, that's great and fantastic. Good short entertainment. Like mini movies. They're great. I think they're the best invention that ever came out of the film industry.
Agreed.
Yeah. Anthology movies come in the same, like Zemeckis made some, other crowds did make them. The Creature movies based on Stephen King stuff. They're all these little short stories. They're so wonderful. And a joy to behold.
Yeah,
the
and some of them
cockles of your heart. And, that stuff.
Yeah, and some of them do come from urban legends, like the monkey.
Some do.
Like the monkey paw was one of them.
That's been around a lot.
That's been around since I was a kid.
Talking about urban legends, I have Tales from the Hood we reviewed a few months back. Yeah, that same sort. Had a few different stories thrown to those as well.
True.
They were great. Fun. Yeah, I'll see. There's short stories are overlooked a lot. I mean, Roger Corman, when he did the Vincent Price movies, a lot of those were based on a short story or two stories put together, usually written by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, or poems, some of them.
Yeah, poems, poems or short stories. And they were all done, the tales, the
like the
Victorian
Raven.
sort of stuff, that was all, a lot of that was Edgar Allan Poe, and then Roger Corman got into the modern stuff, for the teen horror and stuff.
Yeah, like the Raven I told you guys about, that turned into a whole feature-length movie.
Exactly right. Yeah, I mean they did throw a lot of extra stuff into it, but
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean the poem was great. Then they built a movie around the poem, and my hero Vincent Price was in it.
Yeah, so we'll leave. We'll talk about that one next time.
Yeah, we might do that. Yeah, but the anthologies and short stories and Roger Corman. I mean, he did things like what was it? The Tales of Terror. I can't remember. They had Morella. They had the Black Cat. I had three different short stories in one movie, and they were great. Yeah, and that's what I like. Somebody to have you going, ooh, what's that? Ooh, yeah. But it doesn't have to be a slasher movie all the time, but something which is going to get you creeped out.
I just like the comedy side to them.
Yeah, sometimes they infuse comedy and horror in
because
those.
It takes the complete creepiness out of it and give you a little bit of fun.
But they weren't all comedy.
True.
They weren't like a comedy horror they do nowadays. It was more horror, a bit less comedy, just to break the tension a little bit. but some of the stuff there was really. Ooh, okay.
Another thing about the Tales of the
Oh,
Crypt. Did you guys know that when they did the movie, the Tales from the Crypt was what's his name?
Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah, Robert Zemeckis.
That guy.
The ex-producer for this TV series.
Yeah.
That was his favorite movie when he was younger at the time when he used to watch. Well, favorite movie to watch on Halloween as a young man.
What's that?
That was the old Tales from the Crypt.
That's okay. The old movies, yeah.
When he was
Well,
younger.
that's where all these guys get the ideas from. Say, gee, I saw something that was done back, and I could do something similar to that. Yeah, it spurs the imagination on.
Yeah, I agree. I gotta admit though, it's really incredible how these people come up with stuff, and I almost wish that they could come up with more stuff over the years.
Yeah, and I've said it before, and then for this. At the risk of being boring by saying the same stuff over and over again, the industry does need some new people. It needs some new life. It needs some new inspiration. It's going stale at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, every second movie looks like the movie before it and stuff. And they need this new life. And we've done so many independent movies over the past several months. And the independent ones seem to be better than the ones done in the main studios.
True.
Why is this so? You know what it is? It's a fresh idea and a fresh approach, and there is a thing called, let's see, enthusiasm. Not, let's make some money out of this. That's not enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's just stupidity.
No, it's just that, I've said it before. I mean, they're looking at the dollars, but not looking at the art. If they looked at the art, the dollars will come. Remember the Field of Dreams? If you build this, they will come. Well, if you make a damn good movie, they're going to come and watch it.
True.
Not say, I'm not going to take a punt on that because they mightn't make any money out of it, so I'll go and do what's been done 5 times before, and they wonder why they're not getting the money in the door. So I just don't understand it.
Me neither. But I like to hope one of these. I mean, I have been talking to a number of people who have been, in the past, have been in the industry, and some of them have moved on and either become teachers of the genre, being like.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and others have started their own smaller film projects here and there over the years,
Good.
And they do okay for themselves, and I do wish them well, and I do hope that somehow they will start getting more noticed again for their skills more than ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I do admire them, and I especially would love to see more of that.
Well, that's it. Theme-based movies and other things, but coming from a fresh approach. So that guy does those religious movies. Marciano, those Jesus movies and stuff.
Yeah.
In America, something Marciano, I think. Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce Marciano.
Marciano. And now he does religious-based movies, but they're very good movies.
Yeah, I thought the encounter he did was. It reminds me of like a Twilight Zone movie. So that's what I like about it.
A weird approach, but a very good, positive movie. Doesn't always have to be a slasher movie. Doesn't always have to be a black comedy. Yeah, fresh ideas. And he's reaching out to a different audience, obviously. And it's good. It's a good, fresh idea. So, it doesn't have to be horror. It doesn't have to be drama. It could be anything. And he's doing his thing, and he's making good movies.
True. Yeah, so do you want to rate this TV series now?
Well, okay, this is going to be weird. I'll have to say right now that from what I've seen, I haven't seen 93 episodes. However, from what I have seen, I've got to give that at least a 9, 9.5, because the amount of work that's been put into it to make half-hour shows, 20 minutes or whatever, half hour?
Half an hour.
Half-hour shows. Yeah, they're really, really good. There's a lot of efforts. They're great. So yeah, I'll give it 9.5. Yeah, that's been fair, wouldn't it?
I will give it let me see. I think I'll give it 10 out of 10.
You're a blessing to these people.
Yeah, well, I do.
Hey, how are we going to rate the Crypt Keeper?
Well, we'll rate him.
I'll give you a 10, John.
I'll give you a 10 out of 10 too.
Because he made it. Guys like that, the voiceover. I mean, it's all like Elvira. Elvira showed some crappy movies, but people used to watch crappy movies because Elvira was the hostess. I don't think Tales from the Crypt would have been the same without the Crypt Keeper.
I mean, I do agree with you, and I mean, when you look at the early movies that the people in England did, I think, it didn't have the Crypt Keeper for that one. Well, he's just a robed man.
He was a Crypt Keeper, but in the first one, Ralph Richardson played the Crypt Keeper in the first movie. The following year, they didn't even have a Crypt Keeper.
That's true. It was just a group of men who were in an elevator,
and it went down to a basement level. It looked like a gentleman's club, and had some drinks and nibblies there.
And they all reminisce on what occurred.
Some different stories they think what's happened to them and whatever, and they realised they were all dead.
Good twist.
Well, there you go then. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up now.
Yes, we might as well wrap it up. So, why don't you take it away, Mike?
Where am I going to take it?
Take it to Mars. Do it. And
do what?
Do your
John Cassidy bit. Oh, look, John. I'm sorry about this, but she is insistent.
Yeah. So take it away, Mike.
Well, kiddies, we are finished our podcast review tonight. So it's good night from me.
And goodbye from me too.
It's also good night from me, the other one.
So, this is Sarah Stephenson saying, see you around, guys.
Bye, guys.
Say goodbye, John.
Goodbye.